Hi guys, so I mentioned several times during my drugstore roundup series that I wanted to come back at the very end and kind of do a summary and talk about my favorite products and my favorite releases from drugstore this spring. So if you're not familiar with what I am talking about, what I did this spring was I purchased an absolute ton of products. I think when I counted it up, it was close to 100, which is kind of mind-boggling. But what we did was go brand by brand through every single product that had launched. We looked at the full collection from spring. We talked about the products that I tried. I showed you demos. I gave you my opinions on all of those. And then on the products I didn't try, I tried to give you some thought processes for why I skipped them or maybe why they didn't interest me. But now that that series has ended, I did want to come back and I kind of thought to myself, how do I want to recap this series? How do I want to share with you guys what my favorite products were? So we're going to do a top 10 list. I love top 10 lists on YouTube. I love top 5, top 10, anything that gives me sort of a high-level summary of the best of the best. That is what we're going to be doing today. I actually challenged myself to pick my top 10 products, which was hard. When I went through and just arbitrarily added all of my favorite things, I ended up with something more like 16 or 17 products that I absolutely loved. So I whittled it down to 10, and then I forced myself to actually rank these. So we're gonna go from 10 to 1 so you can see my number one favorite product that launched this spring at the drugstore. I will say, all of these products are amazing. So even though there's something here at number 10 and number 9, that by no means it's a bad product. It just meant that I had to force some sort of ranking onto an entire collection of amazing products, and know that there were probably 8, 9 honorable mentions sitting in the wings here that are also phenomenal. I will link the entire playlist down below if there's any brand in particular, or if you want to see more detailed information about any of the products I've talked about today. Their corresponding videos will be linked down below. I'm going to try and go through this pretty quickly. I don't want to regurgitate all of the things I talked about in my videos, but I do want to highlight for you why I picked these 10 products in particular and why I think they're so amazing. So without further ado and a long rambly intro, let's get into this. Hi guys, so I am pre-recording this because I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to need this footage, but if you're watching this now, I have hit 2,000 subscribers. This blows my mind. When I started my channel, not even a year ago at this point, I kind of had this goal that I wanted to have 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I thought that was a big lofty goal. I really wasn't sure that that was going to happen, and I've been completely blown away by the amazing people who have chosen to follow my channel and that I've gotten to know over the past 5, 6, 7 months at this point. So this giveaway is really for you guys. So I have a way to say thank you for how amazing this whole experience has been. For me personally, I have thoroughly loved getting to know you guys. There are certain people that I know are going to comment on my videos and I'm going to have a conversation with them about whatever it is that I've posted, and I love that. I feel like even though a lot of us are at great distances from one another, in fact many of you guys are actually not living in the US but you're living in other countries, I have loved hearing your perspectives and your thoughts and your experiences with products, and I love that you've shared with each other down there as well. I will say I'm setting up this giveaway to be kind of hidden. I really want it to be for you guys. I'm inserting this in early on in the video so you know about it, but I'm not tagging the video with giveaway. I'm not putting it in the title. I'll put some information in the description box about how this is going to work. But really, my goal is not to gain new subscribers from this for people who I know search for giveaway tags and things like that. My goal is to be able to do something special for one of you guys just as a way to say thank you. So all you need to do to be entered into the giveaway is be subscribed to my channel. I think most of you guys are at this point, so thank you so much. And then this is more for me than anything else, but comment down below on the favorite beauty product that you've tried this year. I'm really curious what you guys have been loving, and if you're like me and you can't narrow it down to just one, I totally understand. Give me a couple, I don't even care. I would love to hear the products that are standout for you that you have really been enjoying during the first half of this year. That is it. Once again, huge thank you. I really appreciate your support and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. So up first, number 10. I chose the Hard Candy Brighten Sheer Envy Setting Spray. I loved this setting spray. I think it is absolutely amazing at setting down my makeup, at melding everything together, at really causing my skin to look healthy and lit from within without going so far to be greasy or incredibly oily looking. Sometimes setting sprays that are glowy, I feel like can go a little too far, and you got to be really careful or your skin can start to look a little oily or too glowy. This one I just feel like is the perfect balance of setting down all my makeup, making my skin look like skin, making my makeup look less makeup-y, and then honestly helping my makeup last longer as well. So this is loaded with vitamin C and rose water. I did talk about in the review that this is definitely one that has a rose water scent. It's very pretty, it's very fresh, but it's definitely rose. If you don't like rose, you might not enjoy this product. But I absolutely love this. I think I probably only have maybe a little bit left, so I'm gonna have to go track down a replacement bottle here soon. The pump on this is also phenomenal. It gives a really nice fine mist, no globules or too much product spitting out all over your face. So major kudos to Hard Candy for an amazing pump, and I love this product. Do not make a drinking game over how many times I say I love this product, because you will be toast within the first 5 minutes. All right, number 9. It's the first lip product we're going to talk about in this lineup, and there are a couple more to come, so a little bit of a sneak peek there. But number 9 for me is the Flower Beauty Matte Liquid Lipsticks. These retailed for $9.99. I really love this formula. It is incredibly pigmented. It is so easy to apply. It's nice and mousse-like. I think it just glides onto the lips, and then it does set down. I will say I don't think this is 100% transfer proof, but once it's on your lips, it's really locked into place. I don't find this slipping or sliding or fading weird or crumbling or doing anything that liquid lipsticks have done historically from a lot of brands. I also find that this is a very comfortable liquid lipstick. So I might have put this higher on my list if not for the fact that I feel like I am gravitating towards more hydrating, more comfortable creamy products over my matte liquid lipsticks right now. I feel like a lot of us are, but I personally think this is a phenomenal formula. I have the shade Rosewood and Merlot Kiss. I would absolutely consider picking up more of these. If you have never been a fan of liquid lipsticks, I would highly recommend checking these out. So number 8, I chose the MegaGlo Hello Halo Liquid Highlighters for this spot. I spent a lot of time debating the merits of the Wet n Wild liquid highlighters versus the Makeup Revolution liquid highlighters, and although I love both of them very, very much, and I think the formulas are actually very, very similar, I went with the Wet n Wild over the Makeup Revolution for 2 reasons. One, I actually do like the doe foot applicator personally, because I feel like it gives me a lot of flexibility to easily spot, like dot it onto my face, and or do what I've done in the past with other liquid highlighters and put a little bit on the back of my hand and pick it up with a beauty blender or tap some off with my finger and apply it. Whereas the other one, which is in a dropper form from Makeup Revolution, you really have to dropper it on the back of your hand and then use your finger to apply it. My favorite shade is Halo Goodbye. It is a perfect sort of champagne pink for me. I love this one. I have to give a second honorable mention to Halo Holographic, because it is a really pretty pink shifting highlighter when I want to play around with sort of a duochrome highlight. This is a lot of fun, but for day-to-day use, this one is definitely winning out for me. The second reason that these ended up winning out over Makeup Revolution is that they are a little more affordable. So these retail for $5.99, and I felt like even though you're getting less product in here, the price per ounce between the two of them was fairly comparable, and I don't know how long these types of products are going to last. I don't use them every single day. I do love them, but I feel like I stand a better chance of getting through something like this than I do a much larger bottle. So both from the ability to use it up before it goes bad, as well as just on a cheaper price point and slightly better ease of use, these are absolutely gorgeous. I do think they have a beautiful shade range in the Wet n Wild one. If you see a shade that is in the Makeup Revolution one that you think is going to be a better shade match for you than what is in Wet n Wild, I'm not going to tell you not to get those. I just personally prefer these. a little bit more. For the number 7 spot, I have chosen a primer, and that is the L'Oreal Lumi Lotion. I wear the shade 901 Fair Glow. I really enjoy this product. I think it gives a beautiful, beautiful light glow to my skin. It looks beautiful on its own on days where I just am not feeling like wanting to wear foundation, but I want my skin to just look really healthy. I've worn it on its own. It layers beautifully under every foundation I've tried it with, and I've tried it under, oh gosh, probably a dozen foundations at this point. I think the undertone is perfect for me. It's a light, pearly champagne color, absolutely stunning. L'Oreal also gets real kudos for me for launching 4 different shades of this so that there's something for a lot of different skin tones out there. I think that's phenomenal. I did want to compare and contrast this to the Physicians Formula Spotlight Primer because I talked about this being a dupe for the Mecca Backlight Priming Filter and how much I enjoyed this, and I totally stand by this. I just feel like this one ekes out a little bit over this one for 2 reasons. One, I feel like this one is a little bit more natural and this one's a little bit more metallic. And don't get me wrong, this one is lovely and I will absolutely continue to keep reaching for it, but I actually prefer the slightly less intense glow from the L'Oreal one. That's just me personally. And then the second reason this one wins out for me is because of the undertone. So this one is more of a light champagne, whereas this one I would consider to be a classic champagne color. I can definitely wear both undertones, but if I were going to pick between the two, and I clearly have, I like the undertone on the L'Oreal one just a smidge bit more. I think the next shade up in this is probably going to be more comparable to what the undertone is in here. Definitely can wear both, definitely keeping both, but this is definitely the winner as far as glowy primers go. Next up for a product you're probably sick of hearing people talk about because everyone and their mother has raved and raved and raved about these. Number 6, the L'Oreal Color Riche Shine Lipsticks. So, first of all, packaging, absolutely stunning. This feels like a high-end lipstick. I think it looked like a high-end lipstick. I mean, true kudos to whoever on the L'Oreal team designed these. I also love the fact that this is the first L'Oreal lipstick that I have tried in a long, long time that hasn't had a god-awful perfumey smell. I personally cannot buy normal L'Oreal lipsticks. I hate the scent of them that much. This has a lovely light vanilla scent. The formula on these is super glossy. It gives you a sheer wash of color when you swipe it over once or twice, and it definitely can be built up to be more intense. My favorite shade is 904 Varnished Rosewood. I think this is absolutely a perfect sort of cool toned, my lips but better color for me personally, but I have been secretly collecting a ton of these colors because I just absolutely love them so much. The only shades that haven't worked for me have been some of the very, very light shades because they've just been a little too milky based, but anything that's sort of the light medium to even deeper shades I think is stunning. I recently picked up the shade Lacquered Strawberry, which is like a bright sort of neon pink color. It's amazing for summer. Gorgeous. I have no issues with this slip sliding around or getting on my teeth. For as shiny and hydrating and comfortable as these are, the deeper shades haven't given me anything to be concerned about. So phenomenal product. Absolutely love this. In the number 5 spot is a blush. So these are the Catrice Strobing blushes. We have 2 shades here in the US. We have Mrs. Summer Peach, which is a beautiful peachy shade, and we have Mrs. Rosalie Berry, which is a beautiful sort of mauvey plum blush. I love blushes that give you these little quadrants like this. I think it just works really well to help you build blush on your cheek and pick a tone that is going to match what you want. I think the formula on these is stunning. It is a satin blush. It's giving you just a little bit of glow on your cheek, but it's not metallic. It doesn't emphasize texture. It just melts into your skin. These colors are stunning. I know that there is a nude color that is in Europe that we didn't get over here, which makes me want to cry and want to track it down on eBay and pay 10 times what I should for it. I highly recommend tracking these down. In fact, if you see a buy one get one half off sale on Catrice at Ulta, just get both of these. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I love this blush formula. I wish they had more shades in it, to be totally honest. So can't recommend these blushes highly enough. In the number 4 spot is another lipstick, and this beat out my L'Oreal lipsticks, even though I adore them. These beat them out because I feel like these perform like a high-end lip product. I feel like these feel luxurious and pigmented and creamy, and honestly give some of my high-end Bite Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks a run for their money. And I am talking about the Petal Pout lipsticks from Flower Beauty. So we're gonna pause again to appreciate the beautiful packaging on these. I love, inside of this line are two formulas. There is matte and there is cream. They are both equally phenomenal. The cream formula is gonna give you a little bit more shine and a little bit more sheerness, but I say sheer in the sense that you're going to swipe a couple more times than the matte ones to maybe build up full opacity, but they're also really comfortable and creamy and just hydrating on the lips. The matte formula is creamy, but is a lot more matte. So here is an example of a matte formula, and here is an example of a shine or a cream formula. You can definitely see you're getting a nice shine off of this and nothing off the matte. The matte formula is not heavy, it doesn't settle into lip lines, it doesn't drag on your lips, you still have a nice smoothness and a nice slip, and it is just so pigmented. Honestly, the matte formula in particular reminds me a ton of my Bite Amuse Bouche lipsticks. They are just that good. This shade here is probably my favorite out of all of them. I know it's a pinky nude. This is the shade Naked Blush. I just cannot say enough amazing things about this formula. They are carried at Ulta now, which makes me incredibly happy. I love that Flower is now at Ulta. I will say though, however, if you can find these at Walmart, they are significantly cheaper at Walmart than at Ulta by I think $2. I think they are under $5 or just at $5 at Walmart, and I think they are $8.99 at Ulta. So definitely a price point savings at your local Walmart versus purchasing at Ulta, but lovely formula. $8.99 is a totally doable price point in my opinion for how amazing these lipsticks are. Hands down my favorite drugstore lipstick formula. So we have 3 products left. Have you guys started guessing? Do you know what the top 3 are going to be? I bet a lot of you guys do. So number 3 is another lip product. And this is from Essence. So this is their Shine 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 lip gloss. Holy crap, are these good. First of all, they're $2.99. Just let's let that sink in for a hot minute. $2.99. So incredible, incredible price point on these. The texture and the feel of these is so reminiscent of my ungodly expensive Marc Jacobs lip glosses. Marc Jacobs lip gloss taught me that I could love lip gloss. Historically, I would have told you I hated lip gloss. In my mind, it conjured a very sticky, gloopy, heavy feeling on my lips. Marc Jacobs lip glosses taught me that that was not the case, that a gel formula existed that was lightweight and super glossy and really comfortable on the lips, and I fell hard for them. And I've not fallen that hard for any other formula ever since, until now. Did I mention they're $2.99? This formula is phenomenal. It is glossy, it is shiny, it is gel-based, it is lightweight on your lips, it has a nice slip and slide to it. They have a phenomenal range of colors and opacities. They've got creams, they've got shimmers, they've got classic champagnes, they've even got a clear if you're into just a clear gloss. And if you really want to get a deal on these, Essence is often buy one get one half off at Ulta, so you could totally get these for even cheaper. Coming in the number 2 spot, also Essence. So this is their Metal Shock eyeshadows. I feel like these are catching on YouTube. I feel like a lot of you guys have tried these and have been as blown away as I have been. These retail for $4.99, one of the cheapest liquid shadows out there, and a completely phenomenal formula. I now have 4 of these, and also probably intend to pick up all the missing shades at some point, but I love the shades I've got. I love the longevity of wear on these. I think these are every bit as good as any high-end liquid shadow I have ever tried. These give incredible intense shine to your lid. They lock into place, they don't crease, they don't crumble, you don't have glitter fall out anywhere. I mean, this is just an amazing formula. Hands down, amazing formula. Every bit as good as anything that Stila has put out or any other high-end brand. This is my newest shade. I didn't have this when I did the review, and I went and picked it up afterwards. This is the shade Stars and Stories, and let's just have a moment for how beautiful this shade is. Yeah, so freaking gorgeous. Like, I can't even. Like, I just want to stare at my hand in the viewfinder for the next 5 minutes. Shall we do that? So I love it when Drugstore releases amazing products that are every bit as good as high-end. I also love it when the products that are creeping up my top 10 list are products that are from some of the most affordable brands at the drugstore. So kudos to Essence for an amazing launch this spring. They had a handful of products that I thought were just incredible, and at the very tippy top of that list are these Metal Shock shadows. If you've not tried these yet, go pick a shade up at Ulta. You will not be disappointed. All right, guys, we're to number 1. This is hands down the best product I tried. Out of the over 100 products I tried from the drugstore, this, for me personally, was the best product that I tried. It is the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation SPF 20 Brightening Complex. Guys, this foundation is phenomenal. Now, I get that foundation is a very personal thing, that foundation is something that can vary dramatically based on your own preferences, your own skin tones, your own skin types, what you're looking to deal with, what you like as far as foundation goes. I feel like this one checks a lot of boxes for a lot of people, and here's why. 1, I feel like it's incredibly lightweight and hydrating and feels great on your skin. So regardless of what you like in a foundation, this is gonna feel phenomenal on your skin. It feels like your skin is kind of just drinking it up. Like it feels lightweight and hydrating, but not greasy. So even if you had oily skin, I don't feel like you'd put this on and be like, oh, I just put lotion all over my face, right? I feel like you put this on and it feels like your skin is just like breathable in it. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. It's an odd sensation, but one that is incredibly pleasing and one that I have not found in even any high-end products I've tried. Secondly, I feel like coverage levels is really buildable. So this is something that if you like lightweight coverage, you can easily dot around your face, use a beauty blender with, and you'll get a lovely sheer, almost like tinted moisturizer kind of feel with it. You can put more on and you can use a sponge and get up to probably medium with this. You can probably get high medium with this if you put a little bit more on or do a couple of layers and use a brush. I don't think this ever gets to full coverage, but I definitely think it can go from something that almost looks and acts like a tinted moisturizer on the skin all the way up to a medium full coverage. And as it does that, it never looks cakey, it never looks heavy, it never looks makeup-y, it looks like your skin. I'm blown away by the different levels of coverage I can get with this, and no matter how many layers I put on, it never looks bad. It never looks like makeup. It's just, they call it the Healthy Foundation. I could not have thought of a better name for this product if I tried. It does come with a giant doe foot applicator, which some people may not enjoy. Personally, I think it's a very easy way for me to smear foundation all over my face. So if I'm not going to have a pump, I definitely want something like this. The packaging is stunning. It's a glass bottle. It feels like a luxury product in the hand. So I love that Physicians Formula also has put out a much larger shade range than they ever have in the past. I mean, historically, they put out one shade. So they've also done a nice job of expanding their shade range significantly for them. And although I still don't think that it is a fully inclusive shade range for them, I do think that they put as much emphasis on some of the deeper shades as they did the lighter shades. You really have a nice eclectic range throughout all of these. So I hope they expand and they put out more shades in this. I would love to see them take over the drugstore. I think this is better than just about every foundation in my drawer. When I'm not testing a foundation or I'm not trying to work my way through a foundation in my Pan It in 2018 project, I sit there and I think, what foundation do I want to put on today? And I always want it to be this. Like, I just always want it to be this. So I love this. I would love to know your experience with this. I've watched a ton of reviews. I've seen next to no complaints from any of the reviews I've seen, regardless of how their skin type was, oily, dry, normal. I do have normal skin, so I kind of sit somewhere in the middle, but I would love to know your experience with this foundation, and do you love it as much as clearly I do? All right, guys, so that wraps it up. Top 10 countdown for all of the spring products that were released at the drugstore. These are my top 10. These are the creme de la creme, the best products I've tried, things that I think are absolutely phenomenal. I hope you guys enjoyed this style of video. I wanted to kind of give you a roundup, and then I also wanted to compare and contrast some of the products that were very similar to one another that we looked at throughout this roundup. I have gotten a lot of questions over whether or not I will be doing this for fall. That is my intention. I think this is going to be something that just becomes part of what my channel is about, is doing these drugstore roundups and talking about all these brands. So I am starting to collect the new fall releases. So I'm not entirely sure when brands will be done releasing things for fall so that I can really start grouping things together and organizing all of the products and images like I've done for the spring roundup. So I'm not entirely sure, since this is the first time I've gone through and done spring. I'm not entirely sure how the fall season is going to unfold and when I will start putting out new roundups for fall products, but that is my intention. I do want to replicate this series for fall. I think it's very helpful for me personally to keep track of products and information and what's launching out there, but I also hope that it is beneficial for you guys. I've definitely loved all the conversations we've had about what's new at the drugstore. So I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I look forward to hanging out with you down in the comments section. Bye.